A point of order. Question number 3, Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Why, on 13 April, when he told reporters that he had been approached by someone in the foreign trust industry who was concerned that the rules for trusts were about to be tightened, did he not reveal that person was his personal lawyer?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Because the name of the person was redacted in the information that was to be released under the Official Information Act. Member might like to note that there were 6 people who met the Minister. None of their names were identified in the Official Information Receipt.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
So what specifically, if anything, is inaccurate about this brief timeline? First, his personal lawyer writes to Revenue Minister Todd McClay claiming the Prime Minister had told him foreign trusts will stay protected. Next, Todd McClay immediately meets the Prime Minister's personal lawyer and says foreign trusts will be protected. And finally, Todd McClay directs the IRD to drop its existing review of foreign trusts.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, a more accurate reflection is that somebody who is involved in industry lobby group, who's my lawyer, asked me a question about something that was in the paper. I did what any professional Prime Minister would do and referred them to the Minister. I don't have a sign around me that says, if you know me, don't talk to me. And by the way, if the member ever gets into government, is he now telling us he won't talk to his union mates if they come and ask him a question or send them to a relevant minister?
Point of order.
Order.
That was a bad analogy.
Order. I've got to ask for a little less interjection from my left.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, Andrew Little.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave to table 2 IRD documents from August and November 2014, both of which confirm that IRD is planning to review foreign trusts.
Order. Leave us sought to table those 2 IRD documents. Is there any objection? There is no objection. They can be tabled.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
When the Prime Minister's lawyer went to a junior minister and said, the Prime Minister says you will protect my business, does he think that this just might have influenced that minister's decision-making in this case?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, well, the member's making it up. That is not what I said. I did what anyone would expect me to do. If I'm approached by someone, whether I know them or whether I don't, I refer them to another minister. That's also true, by the way, when constituents come to me and ask me about IRD matters, immigration matters, ACC matters, I write on their behalf to the minister. But the member doesn't say I shouldn't do that in case that junior minister is influenced by what I do. We live in New Zealand, it's a small country, and people ask me questions. I refer them to ministers.
Supplementary. Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
When he, as Prime Minister, spoke to Revenue Minister Todd McClay and said, my personal lawyer wants to lobby you about protecting his business, does he think that just might have influenced Todd McClay's decision-making in this case?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, see, this is the problem. The member loses credibility when he makes stuff up. It's a well-known and established fact. My personal lawyer is involved in trust businesses, and that's businesses established under the rules of the Labor government. And those rules have been there for a long period of time. I didn't establish those. Labor did. So Labor were the ones who set them up, not me.
You're on thin ice there, John.
Order. And so will the member if she considers. Order. 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 A reasonable amount of interjection I'll accept, but a barrage and order. Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Mr Speaker, does he see New Zealanders aren't surprised we are gaining a reputation as a tax haven when the Prime Minister's personal lawyer is able to influence ministers to protect the tax dodging industry?
Mr Speaker, New Zealand
Minister.
is not a tax haven. In 2013, the OECD did a review of New Zealand and gave us a fully compliant rating. New Zealand is a country which discloses information and all information either directly to Australia or to any other inquiry we've had. The only people who think that New Zealand is a tax haven are the Labor Party, who want to propagate that myth.
Supplementary.
Peter Dunn.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Can't he see New Zealanders don't like it when people with connections to the Prime Minister get special treatment, and that denying this is just plain out of touch?
The Right
Mr.
Honourable
Speaker,
Prime Minister.
Those people did not get special treatment. They are the industry group that represents an industry in New Zealand that was established under rules set up by a Labour government. And, Mr. Speaker, they are quite entitled, whether they know me or not, to actually raise their points with a new minister. That's what happens all the time. The member had dinner with the people who make Keytruda and then went out and advocated for it. Does that mean that he's crooked?
Order. 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 Both front benches will cease when I rise to my feet.
We're the
Supplement.
government now, are we?
Order. That is probably one interjection too many. I will have to deal with it next time. Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Why won't he be straight with New Zealanders about what he said to his lawyer, what he said to his minister, and what he said to anyone else in his efforts to protect the tax-dodging industry, rather than constantly changing his story and blaming others? Kiwis deserve better.
Order. That's the
Mr.
question
Speaker.
being asked. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I have been completely straight, and the member doesn't like it because it doesn't suit his wild conspiracy theories. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I am an available Prime Minister. I do walk around. People do talk to me, including people who know me. And there's no particular reason why somebody who knows me shouldn't actually be able to go and talk to ministers. That happens, and it should be the way.
Order. Question